Hello, YouTube. This is Insane Monster, and this is part 2 of What If Asta Had Ultra Sands' Power. When we last left off, Asta was succeeded in the baptism performed by Magna, and with Noelle looking down on them from up on high of the Black Bull's hideout. We continue to from there, where Asta it is shown where his room is, and cleans it up, goes to sleep, only to wake up and have it sprung on him that the entirety of the Black Bull's hideout is capable of shifting around. We then Magna is showing him around the library, the bathroom, the beast, and everything until they meet Noelle. The same thing happens as in canon, pretty similar, and Noelle says that she's quitting the Black Bulls. Asta, after that, begins working on the chores. Using the telekinesis he has from bonding with Ultra Sands' soul with his, is able to get rid of the dust straight out of the window, as well as control the water and such to clean the clothes much faster and more efficiently. Once that's taken care of, he goes walking around, where he ends up seeing uh, Noelle practice. Like in canon, he still steps on the stick, alerting Noelle to his presence there, and she's still losing control of her magic. He teleports away to avoid getting hit with her magic, then is met with the Black Bulls rushing out of the hideout, seeing what's going on. Asa explains that that's Noelle's magic and it looks like it's just going out of control. And Yami looks down and asks Asta if that sword of his can do something about this mess. Asta said, "Yeah, I can deal with this." He forms the jetpack jaws on his back and flies straight up toward it, pulling out his sword from the grimoire, easily cutting through Noelle's magic, dispelling it. Then, grabbing on to Noelle, catching her, and teleporting right to the ground, laying her down with her waiting to be paraded. Asa just says that he was impressed of how much power she has, and that she could really be an amazing magic knight once she gets the hang of it. Along with the other Black Bulls saying that the Black Bulls are just full of people that others considered failures, so you belong here. Well, get your Black Bulls robe back, and they eat. After that, Noelle is just looking out on the balcony on a part of the hideout where Asta walks up saying, "Yo, you okay?" Noelle is surprised by the sudden arrival of him and just asks, "What do you want?" Asta just said, "I wanted to check something. You seemed like, from your reaction, you were worried about me doing or saying something when I saw you training." Well, just looked down, kind of moping. Then Asta pointed at her, and when she asked, "What are you doing?" he just said, "Hmm, figures," as she looks where he was pointing and she sees a purple heart in front of her. She steps back, asking, "What is this?" Asta explains that he has soul magic, that different souls have uh, have different attributes to them. This, your purple soul, is a soul of perseverance. It shows that you're someone who doesn't give up or let the hand they've been dealt stop them. If you ask me, that's a that's a great soul for you to have. He starts to blush and then just says, "All right, you see my soul, now show me yours." Us scratches his head, saying, "All right, but I got a bit of an odd soul." When he's confused for a moment until his eyes change with the markings on his face and revealing his soul. He's asked, "What the hell? What kind of soul is that?" Asta just says, "Well, my soul is half bravery, half justice. And as for the upside down middle one, I guess you could say it's just something that ties it together." They continued talking a little bit about their new squad that they just joined until we skip over to where things go as in canon until but without Asta being ignorant about what the Magic Knights do. We keep going to where Magna and Yami come back after losing all of their clothes and gambling and telling them that their first missing is boar hunting. They're obviously not that thrilled about it. Once Magna tells them that they're going on his crazy cyclone, since Noelle can't use her magic, and us, and he's not expecting us to use that jetpack thing all the way there, burning up his magic like that. Asta stops him, saying that they didn't actually need it. He pulled out a map and asked Magna where exactly Saussy Village is, along with the location of the Black Bull's hideout. He pointed them out, and after a little bit, Noelle would just say, asking him, "What exactly is the point of this?" Asta puts the map away and says, "All right, got what, got the, I know what I need to do." He puts his hands on one hand on each of their shoulders and teleports all three of them right to near Saucy Village. Magda's like, "What the hell was that? Some kind of spatial magic?" Asta corrected him, saying, "No, teleportation. That Finro magic makes a gate that moves that more or less connects two different places. What I did was move us from one spot to a different one. You've seen me do it before." Magna looks at him thinking, "Wait, I thought you were just using your magic to go blindingly fast." Asta corrected him, saying, "No, I wasn't." Which he's surprised, but kind of glad about it. So they get the boar hunting done, and they're able to bring them right when they end up walking into the village, is when the mages that attacked the village and caused the fog barrier end up showing up. Villagers were told by the chief to gather all together so that it would be easier for the magic knights to protect them. Of course, that also made them a big target. Smashing, destroying the icicles with his sword, as along with his magic pistol he made out of the yellow magic of his yellow soul of justice. He also broke plenty of Ice Sarge and Magna was going strong, but the mages were just piling on more and more. And Asta was starting to freak out, thinking, I can't protect them all like this. I can't. And if I go for them, then some of them might end up getting hurt. Suddenly, Asta found himself in a black void, where he was met by a figure that glowed orange. But behind him was Sans. They says, "Jeez, kid, you don't have to freak out. Look, I'm gonna show you something that might work, and I'll help guide you through it. All right?" He showed him images of Gaster and the hands that he made with his magic, the additional hands. As the soul of bravery put his hand on Asa's shoulder and told him, don't worry, stay calm and focus. You are strong. You are you can do this. You are filled with bravery. When Asa snaps back, he flares up his magic and creates gauntlets, uh, gauntlets, multiple gauntlets. I'd say, about 8 other gauntlets that don't have enough to be covering over the forearm, but enough to cover the hand. With them, Asta uses them to completely punch and shatter the ice that was coming at him. Magna yelled out, "All right!" But the ice soldier was still coming, which is when the little girl asks Noelle that they're going to protect them, right? And she still gets her sea dragon's lair, giving Asta a chance to use his teleportation to get near one of the mages, slamming his sword into his back, just knocking him out. Then he yelled out, "Magna, do a ricochet shot!" Magna paused for a minute, thinking what he meant, until he remembered Asta's baptism. "All right, Asta," firing his magic with the mages blocking his attack. With From most of the shots, Asta was able to use the flat of the blade to ricochet them with the amplification of his magic, causing the orange and yellow lightning covering the Demon Slayer sword, sending it back at towards the attacking mages, encasing them. As for the one Asta knocked out earlier, he came to and was able to use his magic to get away before being bound. They propped them up, questioning them on what they did with the village staring them down. But they, the mage with the pocket watch, still pulled that trick he did with the magic item that was inside of his body, destroying him and the 2 others that they captured. They were frustrated by this, obviously, as they helped clean up the mess that was made from the fight and gave the boars to the villagers. Nero went go grab the magic crystal, which she then started pecking onto Asta's head, which just made him mad. He was able to grab Nero without much problem, even though she was flying away, by using his teleportation. Which, if you've seen the comics and the games of Undertale, it's Sansa's shortcuts, and pulls it out, which the chief says that's actually his lucky charm that he has. When Asta went to give it back, The chief says, "No, it's fine. You can keep it. Think of it as payment for the additional work you put in protecting our village." And he was glad that he did get something kind of interesting, and they just went off and back to the Black Bolt's hideout, giving their report. Yami was glad that they did get some good experience out of the mission, but was still worried about those guys that attacked the village, not to mention the whole thing with one of them getting away, wondering where exactly he went. With though he didn't have time to think about it too much when Magna was bragging about how awesome Noelle and Asta did, making those coming with those new spells of theirs, which everybody's excited, and Vanessa congratulates Noelle, and Yami asks about Asta's new spell, which he makes his new gauntlets. Once they get paid, they go to the black market like usual. Though, in this time, whenever the cloud thief mage grabs the old lady's sack of money, when while Seke is still being crazy jealous of Asta after seeing Noelle and Vanessa that are in his squad, the, Asta this time uses his teleportation and sword to get close right up in front of him and slam him into the ground, destroying even the magic that he used to try to defend real quick. They were He used his gauntlets then to grab the thief's wrist and pin them against behind his back, returning the money to the old lady, who was in fact the Wizard King. Later, we see the Wizard King turning back and being fascinated by a boy who uses an odd type of magic that no one else has heard of. That this soul magic, along with using a sword that seems to be capable of destroying magic as well. But then is quickly interrupted by Mark's calling in, telling him to get back to work. As for this what if, we'll stop it here for now, and we'll pick it back up whenever we get to the part of the dungeon arc. Hope you enjoyed. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Have a good day.